What up, YouTube family? It's April G. Showers back at y'all. Reluctantly, hesitantly, with a reaction. My girl, Lady Shar, she's also a reactor. If you're not subscribed to her, make sure you subscribe. Tag me in a comment under a post that Hi-Rez had made referring to the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting that happened on Valentine's Day in 2018. Now, I keep up with school shootings. I don't watch the news, but I keep up with not just school shootings, mass shootings in general, because a school shooting is a mass shooting, and it's just one of those very, very sensitive, touchy topics for me. Now, before I have people in the comments telling me I'm clickbaiting or whatever with the title of this video, there's only been 2 other videos that I titled School Shooting Survivor Reacts. One was Darkness by Eminem. The other was Victims by Massive Man. I take that back, three videos. And another one was, I think it may be called Columbine, I'm not sure, by Khan. So 3 videos out of over 1,500 videos on my channel have I used that title. In all 3 of the videos that I use that title, it's really not clickbait because it's true. I am a survivor of a school shooting. Wednesday, November 15th, 1995. My neighbor, basically my neighbor, I mean, walking distance, he rode my school bus, walked into the school and shot 2 teachers. He was aiming at another teacher. My friend and I were standing there by that teacher at the water fountain. My friend was bent down getting water from the water fountain. She leaned up right when he shot the rifle, and the bullet hit her in her jugular vein, right in front of me. We were both freshmen in high school. And this is at a very, 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 very small country school in the middle of nowhere, where you would never think something like that would happen. But it did. And up until that happened, I had always wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be an English spelling teacher for 7th and 8th grade. I had gray books and chalkboards when I was little, and used to play school all the time and be the teacher and all that stuff. Like, I just knew that was what I was meant to do ever since I was a little bitty girl. I've always loved English and spelling and writing. If y'all been rocking with me for a while, y'all know I'm a writer. But anyway, back then in 1995, when my school shooting happened here in Tennessee, people didn't know how to handle it because school shootings didn't really happen back then like they do now. Now, if a mass shooting of any type, whether it's a school shooting or wherever, Nobody's surprised anymore. Everybody's become desensitized to it, unless you've been through it. Now, the reason, back to the title of my video, the reason I title videos that have to do with mass shootings, school shootings, as school shooting survivor reacts to blah blah, the reason I do that is because I think it is important that people understand who have not been through a mass shooting or a school shooting. I believe it's important that they understand the impact it has on the survivors, the victims, the loved ones, etc., etc., etc. I mean, it's just like when 9/11 happened. I watched every 9/11 video there is. And I minored in psychology, so I like to know people's minds, how they feel, what they think. You know, that's just me. If that bothers you, then don't watch. But the description okay, we got Hi-Rez, We Won't Change official music video. It says, as most of you know, there have been a lot of school shootings this year. The one that happened on February 14th, 2018 at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School affected me directly. This was my high school, and my little cousin Nicholas Dorrit lost his life that day. So very sorry for your loss, Hi-Rez. I know how you feel. I want this video to spread a positive message to all human beings. Let's not argue about politics. We are all directly responsible to make a change and make schools safe for kids all over the world. We should want all teachers and our future leaders to feel proud and safe where they're meant to learn, teach, and be free. Let's come together and make a change. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. Hashtag MSDS, hashtag MSD Strong, hashtag swim for Nick. I'm assuming that's some kind of a fundraiser they did for his cousin Nick, who lost his life. Again, so sorry for your loss, and everyone else that was affected that day in any way. I'm going to go ahead and like this, even though I haven't even heard it yet, just for the simple fact that he's trying to spread awareness. Now, I am for the right to bear arms. I don't think that should be taken away, and I don't think that's the answer. Because if you take that away, then only criminals will have guns. Because criminals don't obey the law. That's common sense. So law-abiding citizens will no longer have anything for self-defense. And the only people running around with guns will be criminals. So that's not the solution. But I do definitely think it is much too easy to obtain a firearm in America. And I think you should undergo like intense mental evaluation before you can get a license to carry a firearm. I don't think you should be able to just walk in a daggone pawn shop, show them an ID, and buy a gun. That's ridiculous. Now, that I'll agree with. But taking away guns from everybody, the people who have them for the right reasons, that are put up in a safe place, and they're only there for self-defense, you know what I'm saying? Taking away that's not the solution. So, and then, you know, on the other hand, if there's a kid at a school that has already made his or her mind up, or their mind up, that they're going to carry out such a catastrophic event, they'll find a way to do it with or without a gun. I'm just saying. The day of my school shooting, Miss Foster passed away immediately. He shot her in the face, and she died immediately. She had been teaching there almost 30 years. She was a typing teacher. He shot my physical science teacher, Miss Yancey, in the head. She miraculously survived. I mean, how, only God knows. But obviously she never taught again because of her fear of just turning her back on the classroom when she's writing on the board or whatever. She said that in court. And then my best friend, Diane Collins, she had just celebrated her 14th birthday on November the 11th. And on November the 15th, she was gone. Yes, I have been stalling. I really don't feel like crying. Hopefully I won't. We'll see. I'm going to try to hold it in. Yes, this is going to be a long video. And no, I don't apologize. Hi-Rez, I'm sorry that you've been affected by this. And even more sorry for your loss. And prayers to anyone out there who's ever been affected by a mass or school shooting in any way. And RIP to those who have lost their lives in a mass or school shooting. So we've got Hi-Rez, We Won't Change official music video. I already see what's going on the screen, and it's bringing anxiety to me already. I will provide the link in the description box if y'all want to check it out. This video came out in 2018, so it's been a couple of years, but I've never seen it or heard of it. And my girl, Lady Shar, like I said, tagged me in a comment under it and said I should react to it, so here we are. Okay. April G. Squad, Miss Milk, love ya. Let's get it.
You're listening to coverage from our CBS Miami affiliate WFOR as we continue watching this situation at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. What officials have described as a mass casualty incident, a shooting
lives, I don't care about the politics. Every single day waking up a Holocaust with a hollow tip. Politician only concerned about getting paper, treating the people like we strangers. God forbid it happened to that kid, they will understand all this anger. They glorify you in the rap music videos and all of the movies. Kids getting shot in classrooms while they writing down on them loosely. Cops killing people, people killing cops too. It's easy just to look the other way when it's someone else and not you. The news acting like they give a
It's easy to look the other way when it's someone else and not you. Facts. I can hear the pain in his voice. I can feel the pain in his voice.
While they writing down on them loosely. Cops killing people, people killing cops too. It's easy just to look the other way when it's someone else and not you. The news acting like they give a shit. They're not the ones that have to live with this. They need tragedy to sell stories. Honestly, I'm so sick of it. Facts. Writing down bullet points, getting hit with the bullet points. It doesn't matter left wing or right. They just look for someone that they could exploit. We are prey.
That's true about the news. That's why I don't watch the news. I haven't watched the news since 1995, except when I saw on YouTube that Kobe Bryant had died in a helicopter crash. I didn't believe it. So I cut on I turned it back and forth from several different news stations to see if it was true, and saw that it was, and then I turned it off. That's the only time I've watched the news. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, by the way, and Gigi and everybody else that passed away on that helicopter that day. But I saw firsthand what the news cared about. A story, like what he said. All they care about is a story, period. I know it for a fact. Back then we didn't have cell phones, but my landline rang off the hook. They wanted to do an interview with me so bad. It was crazy. Me, 15 years old, just a kid. I had just witnessed my best friend get shot and killed right in front of me. And all they cared about was a story. They didn't even say, I'm sorry for your loss or nothing. They just wanted to set up an interview. And I cussed them out at 15 years old and told them off. And every time they got her age wrong, my friend's age wrong on the news, I'd call them and tell them and correct them. Because they would say she had just turned 15, but she was a year younger than everybody in our class. She was born in 1981. And this was 1995, so she had just turned 14 on November 11th. I had just turned 15 in October of that year. And I mean, if y'all think I bullshit and all you gotta do is type in Google 1995 school shooting. That's all you gotta type in and mine will pop up, because mine's the only one that happened that year. Mine was one of the first, if not the first. I don't think it was the first, because I believe the first was back in the 70s, and it was done by a female, which is rare, if I'm not mistaken, unless that was in another country. But yeah, all you gotta do is Google it. There's like 2 clips of it on YouTube, and that's really it, except Google. You can research stuff about it on Google. But yeah, this is why I don't watch the news. So the school shooting of mine happened on a Wednesday. We didn't go to school Thursday, and then we went back to school Friday. None of us did anything Friday but cry the whole day. That's all we did all day was change classes and cry. I swear, that's all we did. They told our parents we were getting counseling or therapy or something, but we didn't get no fucking counseling or therapy. I'm sorry, but that did not happen. Besides that, one school day of counseling or therapy is not enough to help something of that magnitude. You need a lifetime of therapy when you see the things that a lot of us saw that day. And the school at that time was K through 12, y'all. So there was kindergarten all the way to 12th graders on top of all the teachers and staff members, you know. So, yeah. And it changed a whole lot of people's lives forever. He is still in prison here in Tennessee to this very day. He wrote me a letter in 2019. It's in my purse. I've only read it a couple times. I read it once on a live stream. If y'all would be interested in me making a video kind of talking more about the shooting and reading the letter, if y'all are interested in that, let me know in the comments and I'll make a video about it and read the letter and stuff. And yeah, but I have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, from the school shooting, flashbacks, nightmares, chronic insomnia, chronic panic disorder with really bad panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And yes, there's a difference. I ended up becoming an addict, and I was addicted to some type of drug from the age of 16. The shooting happened when I was 15. From the age of 16 until the age of 30, when I went to rehab, made the choice on my own to go to rehab. Nobody forced me to, asked me to. It wasn't ordered to. I went on my own and got help. In August 2011. And I've been clean ever since. August 8th this year, I'll be clean. 10 years, a whole decade, praise God. But I self-medicated from all the shit in my head, from the shooting, from my little brother having brain cancer, and just all kinds of shit. You know, we all have our own trauma and struggles and things we have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, all of us do. Mine's no worse than anybody else's. I'm just open with mine, with the hopes that it might help someone. And honestly, it helps me to talk about it, because I don't have nobody to talk to, like a support system.
We are praying that someone see the day.
And see, you see how the kids are running out with their hands up? We didn't even do that the day of the school shooting. That's how clueless everybody was. Everybody was screaming and running through the hallways. And the teachers were yelling, go to the auditorium, or go to the cafeteria, or go to the library. That was our choices. The auditorium, the cafeteria, or the library. And the only reason he didn't get to shoot more people is because two brave teachers and two brave students tackled him to the damn ground and took the gun away from him and held him on the ground until the police got there to arrest him. Because like I said, it's a country school out in the country. There are no police close by. So they had to drive 15, 20 minutes to even get to the school. Same with the ambulance. Of course, now there's police in the school. Now there's a separate elementary school, K through 5, and then the school I graduated from is now 6 through 12. And both schools have cops that are there all day, every day. But still, you know, that Friday when it was time for us to go back to school, I couldn't ride the school bus because my best friend was gone, and she also rode the same school bus as us. She was also a neighbor, walking distance, and me and her always sat beside each other on the bus. So I couldn't get on the bus. So my mom took me to school, and I remember pulling up to the school with the crime scene. It was just like a movie. There was crimes, the yellow crime scene tape everywhere. The news reporter vans and the camera light, whatever the hell that is, that big light thing they have, and all the reporters and trying to walk up to you and ask you questions like they don't care at all. And that's what made me absolutely hate the news. And you'll never change my mind. But yeah, we didn't do this. What you're seeing on the screen right here, we didn't do none of this. We didn't even get under desks and cover our heads, nothing.
It's always see a day when everything's okay. Yeah. We want change, looking for a better place where the skies are never gray. Yeah. Some people blame the shooter, other people blame the gun, but it's clear to me, it should be clear to you that the fault is more than one. It's about mental health, politicians getting wealth. Every single tragedy, the press eats it up and it's...
What did I say at the beginning of this video? That there needs to be an intense mental health evaluation before someone's allowed to get a gun. However, I will say this, when it comes to school shootings, most cases of school shootings, not mass shootings, school shootings, the guns are going to be obtained illegally anyway, because it's usually going to be someone who's under 18. Not always. There are some school shooters that are 18 or older, but you know, in my school shooting, he was 17. And, you know, it wasn't his gun, obviously, because he was 17. But they tried him as an adult, and he got life without parole, so he'll never get out of prison. But I do agree about the mental health, 100%. It's just some people blame the shooter, some people blame the gun. I blame the shooter, not the gun. A gun can't pull its own trigger. A gun is an inanimate object and cannot work without a human being pulling the trigger. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. Just like pencils don't misspell words. The person writing with that pencil misspells the word. Gracie? Sorry, y'all. Every time I record, my dog acts crazy.
Some people blame the shooter, other people blame the gun. But it's clear to me, it should be clear to you that the fault is more than one. It's about mental health, politicians getting wealth. Every single tragedy, the press eats it up in itself. You took the life of a couple friends and my little cousin too. I don't want my son or daughter growing up where they scared to go to school. But that's the world that we living in, wish it wasn't true. I realized I was selfish, hoping it was someone else and not you. Damn, I don't have no solution, I'm just speaking my mind. I'm just so sick and tired of the blind leading the blind. It's easier to get a gun.
I got to rewind because I don't want to call her my stupid dog because she's like part of the family and I love her very much. But she gets, hey! You want me to get the gate? The gate's just where I put a gate in front of the door and lock it where she can't go and scratch on the door.
Other people blame the gun, but it's clear to me, it should be clear to you that the fault is more than one. It's about mental health, politicians getting wealth. Every single tragedy, the press eats it up in itself. You took the life of a couple friends and my little cousin too. I don't want my son or daughter growing up where they scared to go to school. But that's the world that we living in, wish it wasn't true. I realized I was selfish, hoping it was someone else and not you. Damn, I don't have no solution, I'm just speaking my mind. I'm just so sick and tired of the blind leading the blind. It's easier to get a gun than it is to go and get a job. That's why I don't get surprised when I see people getting robbed. R.I.P. to my cousin and a couple.
He just said a line that I just heard recently in a song by Tom McDonald. I believe the song was Fake Woke, if I'm not mistaken. And Tom said it's easier to get a gun than it is to get a job. I believe. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know in the comments. Did Tom just use Hi-Rez's lyrics?
In the blind, it's easier to get a gun than it is to go and get a job. That's why I don't get surprised when I see people getting robbed. R.I.P. to my cousin and a couple of my friends. A lot of people just waving you around like it's nothing to them. I won't go and blame the president, I won't even blame you. All the people that's pointing fingers need to take the blame too. We all pray that someone see a day when everything's okay. Yeah. We want change, looking for a better place where the skies are never gray. Yeah.
And so these pictures that we're seeing, as shocking as they are, to see these kids walking out of this school with their hands on their heads or their hands on someone's shoulders, law enforcement sadly has become accustomed to scenes like this. So they have a plan in place.
I'm trying not to get upset. God bless you, Hi-Rez, for spreading the awareness. I had no idea about this video until my friend Lady Shar tagged me in a comment. I did know about the shooting though. I've watched a lot of videos about it on YouTube. And I'm very sorry for your loss and for all who were affected that day. Above my head, too, y'all, is, I don't know if y'all will be able to see it, because I'm going to link a couple of my reactions that has to do with this topic. And I'm also going to link a spoken word piece that I wrote. It's called Hardest Piece I've Written, So Can You by April G. And it's the only piece of writing that I have ever went into detail about the school shooting that I was in. Like, I've never done that in my life or since, as far as going into detail about that day. So I'll link that. Like I said, it's called Hardest Piece I've Written, So Can You by April G. I'll link that. I'll link my reaction to Make God Cool Again by Hi-Rez, because that's an amazing song. And there was another one. I'll figure it out. But anyway, y'all, this is a very important topic, and it's sad that we've become desensitized to it. I haven't, but most people who've never gone through it have. But if you've ever gone through it or been affected by one in any way, every time you hear about one, it just brings all that trauma and stuff back up. So I'm probably not going to sleep much tonight. Because usually when I watch stuff like this, it triggers my PTSD. It's beyond my control. It's just part of the disease, the disorder. Post-traumatic stress disorder, for those who don't know. It triggers it, and I have flashbacks and nightmares and all that wonderful stuff. But I've dealt with it now since I was 15, 95, 2005, 2015. $25 It'll be 26 years in November of this year. Golly, it don't seem like that long. It's crazy. But anyway, y'all let me know in the comments when me making a video talking about it, reading the letter from the school shooter. Is that something y'all would be interested in or not? And if I wasn't comfortable doing it, I wouldn't ask. So don't even make that an issue. Also, remember the link to this is in the description box, so please click on that link, y'all. And even though this video is a couple years old, it don't matter. It still needs to be liked, commented on, shared, and Hi-Rez needs to be subscribed to if you haven't already done those things. You can let him know I sent you or not. I don't care. Long as you show him mad support and encouragement and love on this. Because of pain like this, I mean, it never goes away. Ever. Ever. And how dare anybody tell anybody to suck it up or let it go or anything like that. How dare you? Especially if you've never been through it. How about you shut it up and you go? I can't stand that. People talking about stuff they don't know nothing about. But anyway, that was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm proud of myself for holding it together. But yeah, I'm going to link my reaction to Darkness by Eminem. Make God Cool Again by Hi-Rez. And then my story I wrote and did kind of like a spoken word thing called Hardest Piece I've Written, So Can You by April J. Okay. Alright, y'all. Y'all please like this video on your way out. Like more important you think, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. April G. Score. Fist bump. Love y'all. I'll see y'all just a little bit. Peace out.